So this person actually read our book and had some thoughtful responses that weren't the usual pissed off sort of responses. But one of the things that he or she said was, sadly, all the previous notions for sobriety have left a field littered with the bodies of those who wanted an easier, softer way than Hope Yours Works. I think he's talking about what we were talking about, which is the fact that AA says that there is no easier, softer way. So you have to have this spiritual experience. You have to be a perfectly spiritual being. You have to follow the 12 steps to the letter. You have to live in recovery. You have to accept defeat. You have to come to grips with a higher power. You have to do all these things. And that's the more difficult way that you have to do. And there is not an easier, softer way. So I want to frame that out as to what I'm talking about, because I'm not sure if that's what he's talking about, he or she. So the idea that prior to AA, prior to 1935, everybody died, or many more people died from quote unquote alcoholism, is simply an untruth. If you look at the rates of drinking per capita, it was higher in like colonial times, for instance, but yet their incident rate of problems was much lower. And we see that in a lot of countries throughout the world. So there's a lot of hyperbole around. AA is one of those organizations that has to throw out a bunch of fear like this. And I'm suspecting that this person doesn't know that that's what they're doing, because their responses were more thoughtful than most of the people that are just AA zealots on the TikTok page and who are just pissed off and name call and things like that. So if you don't know the research and you parrot the AA mantras, you really do start to believe that outside AA realms, everybody is dying and falling off the face of the planet from drinking, and that's just not the case. So it's really important to know that 91% of drinkers, whether they go to AA or don't get treated, do get treated. 50% of them moderate successfully to non-problematic levels, and 41% will eventually abstain for the rest of their lives when you factor in age. So there's no reason for panic. It's not to say there's not tragedy. There's not to say there's not other issues at hand, and that it doesn't cause a lot of pain and that sort of thing. It does. But not everybody is dying, and certainly binge rates are higher in AA, suicide rates are higher in AA, and it is a net loss in AA. Outside of AA, people do better. That's simply the truth.